this year. And I don't have a Northwest date yet. Let me just ask him. Hey, Don, welcome back to the Bob Rivers Show. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, Bob. How are you guys doing up there? Are you dry yet?
You know what? It's been dry for a couple of days, and it's supposed to start raining again tomorrow. It's our spring.
Oh, well, just in time for spring and summer, huh?
Yeah, it's good we rain now because then the stuff is green, and, that's what we tell ourselves.
Well, feel free to send any of that water down to Southern California. We need it.
I know. You're in the opposite boat.
That's right.
So Don, do you know if you're coming to the Pacific Northwest? I mean, you don't know your schedule, right?
I don't really. I know it starts somewhere around the middle of May or the 11th or something, and runs through, I think, August 1st or something like that. So, but I don't know.
Do you even do you look at the gigs, or do you just have a manager who books it all for you, and you just say, where am I going to be next week?
Pretty much. They just kind of direct me on where I'm supposed to go and put me on planes and buses, and off we go.
Yeah,
so,
got people to take care of that. Yeah. That's good. Do you like traveling? I mean, being on the road?
I love playing music. That's what really inspired me when I was 10 years old, was the thrill of playing music and playing music in front of people. And so I just love being out and doing that. It's everybody complains about how hard the conditions are in the hotels and the flights and the buses. It's all worth it if you're doing what you love to do, and I love to play music. So right. I don't complain about anything. I'm fortunate in this world to be able to do what I.
Is it like that? Is it like that Jackson Browne song, "The Loadout Stay," where all the work is to get around and get to places and set up and break down, but that when you're on stage, that's when you relax?
It's all worth it. That 2 hours or 3 hours that you spend on stage is worth all the travel and the work and everything that goes into doing it. That's what it's all about for us, is being able to step out on stage and play music and having a great time doing it.
Now, when you do your show, obviously, longtime Eagle, and obviously, there's been some issues that we read about a little bit. We also, earlier this morning, we opened our show playing Hotel California. That guitar solo in Hotel California, perhaps the most recognizable guitar solo of all time, one of the greatest of all time, and that's yours, right?
Who is that playing that guitar anyway?
That was you, right?
I can't remember.
Some guy.
Oh, it was me, yeah.
It was you. And
it's actually Joe and I both. Myself and Joe Walsh playing this solo.
Right,
together.
doing a dance. But, I mean, really, Joe, who's he? Who cares about him? He's not on the phone with us right now. No, I mean, it is one of the coolest. So when you tour now, are we going to see your interpretation of the Eagles' hits? And how do you?
Well, the songs that I co-wrote with the band, recorded with the band for 27 years that I was in the band, toured with the band. A lot of those songs I had an integral part of either writing or recording, or pieces of me are in those songs, like Hotel California,
right.
Life in the Fast Lane, Heartache Tonight, Take It Easy, which was before my time.
It sounds like all their greatest hits, in other words, yeah.
A lot of that, yeah. And then I do Heavy Metal, which was a big hit for me in the mid-'80s with the soundtrack song to Heavy Metal. I do a couple of songs for my new CD, Road to Forever. One of the new songs is going to be the single, You Don't Have Me, which is a really strong rocker song that's going to be out. And then I do a tip of the hat to Stevie Ray Vaughan, which gives me a chance to just play the blues and unplug from playing such rigid song structure, to just be able to play. I do a song called Pride and Joy, which is able to just, set me free and play. So it's a really fun rockin' show.
So it's cooler than seeing the Eagles, actually. It's way better. I mean, why pay Eagles prices for them to trot out not all the original members when you could trot out great people who are excited to be there? And be yourself. Yeah.
If you see Don, you get to see Styx and Forder, too. They're
at the same
all out
time
on the road this summer.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. And the catalogs that all three of those bands have is just a massive collection of hits. So, it's going to be a really fun rockin' show. Everybody that's in the audience knows great Foreigner hits, Styx hits, and Eagles and Don Felder solo stuff. So it's going to be a really fun night. And not only that, but the family of people that's involved with all the bands and management. We're going to be eating together, sharing together, playing golf together on our days off. It's a really fun group of people.
So you guys are all traveling.
Like
you're traveling like a gypsy circus, like a family.
Pretty much, yeah. Like most musicians, yeah.
Yeah.
city to city to city, and when we're there, we'll have the day at the venue or on the golf course if we have time when we get there. And
well, there's golf here. You have to come here. There's lots of golf here, and it's beautiful golf.
Love it.
Yeah.
You bet. My clubs will be on board, and as soon as we stop somewhere where I can go shank some balls, I'll be out there.
Don, do you ever think about the work you've done? It's timeless. In that, I mean, just as we listen to on classical music stations the greatest hits of the 1400s, 1500s, and 1600s, do you ever think that this music will be around for thousands of years, like cave drawings?
Gee, I don't know if I would say they'll be around like cave drawings, but we've been very fortunate that a lot of the songs that we wrote and recorded together as the Eagles have transcended a few generations, and that in itself is an honor, as well as we got a gift, an award from the RIAA at the very end of the 20th century for selling the largest selling album of the 20th century, which to me was just such an accolade that none of us ever expected in our lives when we were growing up playing in our little garage bands and making our first records. Never did we ever anticipate being the largest selling album of the 20th century. So who knows? It could be the way, as fickle as the industry is and the way fads change and media changes, who knows if that stuff will stay around.
Well, I'm not sure I agree with you, because I think that the way popular music has become this amazing and classic rock is, and think about it now, we record stuff, but we have instant access to everything on our devices. And I don't think anybody's writing better songs. Joe, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask quickly, Don, I know you were from Gainesville before you joined the Eagles, and I heard that you were Tom Petty's guitar teacher when he was in high school. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I worked in this music store called Lipham Music, selling guitars, teaching guitar. And one day this kind of scrawny, blonde-haired, buck-teeth kid came in and wanted to take guitar lessons, and I wound up teaching him, and it was little Tommy Petty. And he was in a band called the Rucker Brothers Band, and they had two guitar players that would just flail artlessly at the same time. And Tommy was playing bass, but he wanted to play guitar in the band. He thought it was much cooler to play guitar in front of band singing and stuff. So I started teaching him guitar and working with the Rucker Brothers Band, trying to do some arrangements and help him sort out what was going on with the guitars there. And Tom and I have known each other for a very long time.
You remember the first song you ever taught Tom Petty how to play on the guitar?
Tom was more interested in learning songs that he could sing. I think I taught him a couple of Elvis Presley songs. He didn't know a lot of chords, so we were working on chords and chord progressions behind songs so he could play and sing song ideas that he had heard on the radio. So I was teaching him really early, basic kind of stuff on guitar. He knew how to play bass, but he didn't really know much about guitar.
Wow. Don Felder. Don, we're looking forward to Road to Forever, the extended edition, extra songs on it tomorrow on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, and in your local record store. Nice to chat.